All right, let's jump right into this explainer. We are tackling a topic today that affects literally every single person tuning in right now. I mean, think about it. We spend thousands of dollars on our devices, right? Smartphones, laptops, massive OLED TVs, and then, with the absolute best of intentions, we might actually be slowly destroying them. So we're going to dig into the official, manufacturer-approved guidelines to save our expensive tech from our own daily cleaning habits. Seriously, if you've ever just grabbed whatever is sitting under the kitchen sink to wipe down a smudge on your laptop, well, you really need to hear this.
So let's start by just facing a slightly dirty reality right out of the gate. Are we slowly destroying our screens? I know it sounds a bit dramatic, but it's the truth. You might have a $1,000 phone in your pocket or maybe a $2,000 TV on your wall with just incredible cutting-edge display technology. Yet both of those can be permanently scarred by a 2-cent squirt of the completely wrong household cleaner. We honestly think we're taking good care of our investments, but without even realizing it, we might be actively degrading them.
You know the drill. You spot a smudge, and the common habit is to just grab a paper towel and some standard blue glass cleaner. I mean, it makes sense intuitively, right? Glass cleaner is for glass. But the official reality is so much harsher. Modern screens are not standard window panes. They are actually layered with incredibly complex, microscopic, anti-reflective, and oleophobic coatings. Paper towels? They're made of coarse wood pulp, so they effectively act like tiny little pieces of sandpaper, causing micro scratches over time. And that ammonia in standard glass cleaner, it acts like an acid, permanently stripping those protective layers away. So you know that cloudy, smeared look your screen gets over time? Yeah, that's not dirt. That is permanent chemical damage.
Section 1. Universal Do's and Don'ts. The Unanimous Rules of Screen Care.
It's pretty amazing to see the industry consensus on this. You've got Apple, Microsoft, and Samsung, fierce competitors who basically never agree on hardware or software, and yet they are entirely unified on screen care. A microfiber cloth is the universally approved weapon of choice. On the flip side, bleach and direct liquid sprays are a massive, unanimous no across all three brands. When completely different engineering teams from rival companies tell you that harsh chemicals are immediate deal breakers, well, that's a rule absolutely worth following. Okay, so let's actually commit these universal rules to memory. First, always power off and unplug the device. It removes any static charge and honestly just makes smudges way easier to see on a black screen. Second, your only tool should be a soft, dry, lint-free microfiber cloth. Third, banish all harsh household chemicals entirely. And finally, and this is the absolute most critical behavior change, if you absolutely must use a tiny bit of distilled water or a screen-safe solution, spray it onto the cloth, never ever directly onto the screen. It's just so much easier to avoid liquid damage by simply spraying the fabric instead of the hardware.
Section 2. Apple's Official Method. Navigating the Apple Ecosystem.
So Apple's strictest warning is actually incredibly simple. Don't get moisture into any openings. Think about it. These devices are packed with speaker grills, microphone ports, and these microscopic seams right around the bezels. When liquid is sprayed directly onto a screen, gravity takes over. That liquid drips down and gets drawn right into those seams through capillary action. And literally within seconds, moisture can bypass those seals and instantly fry the delicate internals of a MacBook or an iPhone motherboard. That is exactly why the spray the cloth rule is so heavily emphasized by their engineers.
Now, what's really fascinating is how Apple handles its ultra-premium displays. They offer this upgrade called nano texture glass for devices like their Pro Display XDR. And this isn't just some standard coating. The glass itself is etched at the nanometer level to reduce glare without losing any contrast. Because of this microscopic texture, Apple treats it almost like a delicate scientific instrument. You literally cannot use a standard cloth here. You must only use the specific specialized polishing cloth that Apple includes in the box, or you run the risk of completely ruining that precision-etched finish. For your standard Apple glass, they outline a very precise, actionable sequence. Step 1, always disconnect. Step 2, wipe gently with your lint-free cloth. But Step 3 is the real standout here. Avoid excessive wiping. If a smudge isn't coming off, our natural human instinct is to just scrub harder, right? But excessive wiping creates friction and heat, which can actually rub off the oleophobic coating. That's the crucial layer that repels the oils from your fingerprints. Gentle, persistent passes are the official recommendation.
Section 3. Microsoft Surface Care. Protecting your touchscreens.
Because the Microsoft Surface lineup is so heavily interactive, they're designed to be touched, swiped, and drawn on constantly, there is a very distinct focus on preserving touchscreen sensitivity.
Microsoft explicitly warns that harsh solvents will permanently degrade not just the finish, but the responsiveness of the screen itself. Those embedded sensors actually rely on a specific surface tension and coating to accurately register your fingers or the Surface Pen. Chemical wipes or high-concentration alcohol effectively strip away the screen's ability to feel your touch accurately.
To protect those sensors, Microsoft's official 1-2-3 process totally reinforces our golden rule. Step 1, dampen the cloth, never the device itself. Step 2, wipe gently. And Step 3 adds a really great safety measure. Allow the device to air dry safely. So don't use a hairdryer or try to speed up the process with heat. Just let that minimal moisture evaporate naturally to make absolutely sure no liquid gets trapped under the edges of the touchscreen digitizer.
Section 4. Samsung TV Guidelines. Caring for Massive Panels. Okay, reading this banned chemicals list straight from Samsung's engineers is honestly a little comical. Window cleaner and soap, sure, people make those mistakes. But scouring powder? If someone is taking abrasive scouring powder to a 65-inch 4K TV, that really highlights this strange obsession we have with aggressively scrubbing our expensive appliances. Benzene, ammonia, alcohol, these will literally melt the anti-glare film right off a television. It's definitely best to keep the heavy-duty cleaning supplies in the kitchen and as far away from the entertainment center as possible.
Samsung's specific process shares the exact same core DNA as the others. Unplug it and use a microfiber cloth. But the third step is incredibly important for modern living rooms. Do not press hard on the panel. A 75-inch TV is an enormous, incredibly thin, and super fragile sheet of glass and pixels. It lacks the thick structural backing that older TVs used to have. Pressing hard to get a stubborn fingerprint off can literally crush the liquid crystals or OLED pixels behind the glass, creating permanent dead zones. Light, sweeping motions only.
Section 5. The Final Polish. Your Ultimate Rescue Protocol.
All right, consider this your ultimate rescue protocol. If you take away anything at all from our time today, make sure it's these 4 points. First, ditch the paper towels immediately. They are totally abrasive and belong nowhere near your tech. Second, invest just a few dollars in dedicated, high-quality microfiber cloths and wash them regularly, but skip the fabric softener. Third, the golden rule we keep coming back to: never, ever spray liquid directly onto the device. Always dampen your cloth first. And finally, respect those anti-reflective coatings. No harsh chemicals and no excessive pressure. If you follow these steps, you practically guarantee the longevity of your high-end investments.
Which really leaves us with a provocative final thought. We just discovered that a habit as unbelievably simple as cleaning a screen is actually full of hidden dangers and strict engineering warnings that we completely ignore. So if we've been cleaning our screens wrong this whole time, what other daily tech habits do we have that desperately need an update? Are we charging our batteries wrong? Storing our data incorrectly? It honestly makes you totally rethink how you interact with the devices you use every single day. Keep that curiosity alive, keep questioning your habits, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.